Today, we're going to talk about the relationship between thirst traps and content marketing. Stay tuned. This past week, my text messages, Instagram DMs, and Facebook messages have been flooded with some local people here in Miami, where I live, sending me a link to some articles featured on local press. The context for these articles was stating that Miami was known as the largest thirst trap city in the world, which basically means that there's more sexy photos posted here on Instagram than anywhere else in the world. Now, this may seem crude to some of you, and the reason I'm using this is to capture your attention because why? Sex sells, but honestly, because this is a really good example of content marketing. And again, this may seem crude to a lot of you for the context of this, but the brand behind this was Four Loko. When you think about who their audience is, this actually aligns perfectly with what their marketing objectives would be and who their key audience persona is for people who actually consume Four Loko. So what Four Loko did is they either commissioned a study or they did it in-house. They probably used some VAs or they built some little proprietary tech with image recognition that crawled 60,000 Instagram images, and looking at the location and the content of that image, if it was a sexy image, they called it a thirst trap image. And then basically what they said is, per every 1,000 photos, how many thirst trap images, I know this sounds stupid, are in that location. And then after that, they put together some really cool infographics and data and summarized this, and then took this and got it featured in a lot of different local press outlets. It's got a ton of shares, a ton of links, and a ton of virality, especially in these local markets where this is a rampant type of behavior. Now, to put this in context for you, I'm not saying that you should go out there and do this. By all means, you shouldn't go out and do this unless you have an audience similar to Four Loko. But a couple years ago, we had an attorney client, and they really wanted to drum up some press and PR around their brand locally because we were having a tough time ranking them for keywords around Miami DUI attorneys. So what we did is we went out and we scraped a bunch of publicly available data that was about DUI stop points in Miami. We took that data and then we formatted it into a cool little heat map that showed all the different DUI checkpoints in Miami over the last 10 years. We then took that, turned it into a blog post, summarized the data, and then pitched it to local media outlets where it was featured in a ton of different places. This content ended up ranking for a bunch of different Miami and DUI related keywords, but also built a ton of links and a ton of traffic back to that client website. So the point of all this is that you can get press, you can get virality by simply going out, finding data, and making it into a unique study. The key is making sure that it's relevant to your audience and make sure that that data is unique and presented in an interesting way. Then all you got to do is find local reporters, find press people, and send them an email saying, hey, we've got this really cool case study. Maybe you want to write about it, something along those lines, maybe even slip them a few bucks here and there. So that's all I got for this video. I just want to do something short and fun based on something that I saw online, share with you my thoughts, and give you some insights about how you can make some actionable content marketing things on your site, and also drum up a ton of virality and a ton of press and a ton of really high quality backlinks back to your site. So as always, if you like this, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.